Whether it's a residence that's a fort of monitoring or an entire entourage of guards that look like an army, both of these things can be considered extreme forms of security. The one thing that wealthy individuals enjoy spending more money on than their yachts is oftentimes themselves. It shouldn't come as a surprise that they do this, considering that many CEOs in the past have been victims of assassinations and kidnappings. As a result, the following is a list of the chief executive officers whose privacy is more strictly protected on a global scale. Welcome to Luxurymatic. If you enjoy watching videos about luxury and timeless elegance, join our community and please subscribe to our channel. Also, click the bell icon so that you never miss a video and so you are always the first to see our new videos. And don't forget to give it a like and share it with your friends. Number 1. Bill Gates. One of the most well-known figures in the field of technology ever since it was first established, as well as unquestionably one of the most important personalities of the 20th century. It shouldn't come as a surprise that the owner and co-founder of Microsoft doesn't make any exceptions when it comes to his own personal safety or the safety of his family. And if you want to get a notion of how insanely fantastic his security is, all you have to do is take a look at his estate in Lake Washington. It looks surprisingly like an underground spy camp, with an anticipated price that is significantly higher than $100 million. The cost of providing adequate protection is expected to be enormous, with some estimates placing it at $123 million. However, there's also the fact that the person inside has a net worth of $136 billion and is widely considered to be one of the most influential figures in the technology world. What you see inside the building isn't a surprise either. We're watching the mansion, which is already a futuristic and opulent marvel, round the clock with our eyes and ears. In addition, the lakeside location makes it easier to keep an eye on. For instance, if any boater is too arrogant and attempts to go closer to the house that is authorized, the security team of Gates will approach them in a boat that is always available for maximum response time. This ensures that they can react as quickly as possible. Number 2. Tim Cook. Although Steve Jobs will forever be associated with Apple, his successor Tim Cook has proven to be as successful as Jobs was, due to the fact that the firm's worth increased at such a rapid pace during his tenure, and that he was such an invaluable addition to the most valuable corporation in the world. It should not come as a surprise that Apple would spend a significant amount of money on ensuring the safety of its employees. The precise amount of the budget, on the other hand, comes as a surprise. Reports indicate that the California-based technology giant spent a total of $457,803 on private protection for Tim Cook in the year 2011. According to the proxy statement that was submitted in January of this year, that represents a 104% increase over the 310,000 shares that were traded in 2018. This requires high-security vehicles, bodyguards, surveillance, tracking, and monitoring of each action for the sake of safety and plenty of other things as well. Travel is one of the times when these individuals are at their most susceptible, and as a direct consequence of this fact, it is also one of the times when prices are factored in. The increase in Cook's travel expenses from the previous year, which totaled $315,311, is likely a direct result of Cook's efforts to spare Apple from the worst effects of the trade war between the United States and China. Number 3. Donald Trump. Indisputably a strange and wealthy individual. Although Donald Trump is well known for his efforts in the field of security, you might be shocked to learn just how extensive his network is. Everything from a large group of armed and well-coordinated bodyguards to an entourage of armored automobiles to follow him around in public locations. Being elected president doesn't seem to have been much of a stretch for him, as it becomes increasingly obvious. In point of fact, the majority of accounts state that the security network is so robust that not only is there an entire team dedicated to defending his own person, but there are also separate security teams for each member of his family. You can get an idea of this from the fact that during the early days of his presidency, he and his family were in danger. As a consequence of this, while he enjoyed the official security of the office, his son, who stayed in New York at a family Trump Tower, enjoyed the entire building being under security surveillance as well. You can get an idea of this from the fact that during the early days of his presidency, he and his family were in danger. And then there's the limousine that everyone on the internet seems to be obsessed with, and with good cause. Constructed by GM exclusively for the customer in question, the model is constructed on the same platform as the Cadillac CT6. But it's the only similarity between the two. Because of its fortified glass, matching blood bags for anyone who rides in it, extra thick steel coating, and a whole host of additional features, this automobile is extremely secure. Number 4. Jeff Bezos. Claiming over and over again to be the richest guy in the history of the planet and the entrepreneur responsible for the creation of enormous enterprises such as Amazon, it is common knowledge that Bezos is a significant asset, and, as a consequence, he should be afforded the utmost level of protection possible. Amazon's own figures indicate that the company spends approximately $1.6 million per year on his protection. However, that is not the most significant aspect because, as it turns out, that figure has remained the same since the year 2012. During this time, not only has he become more relevant, but more crucially, he has amassed an additional few hundreds of billions of dollars. Bezos is believed to pay separately for his personal security, which lends credence to the widespread belief that he actually spends more money in his protection. Furthermore, an Amazon spokesman has confirmed that this is the case. As for the security precautions he employs, bulletproof panels have been erected in the man's office, which is in his personal building with dozens of guards and workers that he already pays. A municipal planning permit in Seattle, Washington revealed an application for the construction of bulletproof panels at Bezos' workplace in November 2018 and received authorization in January 2019. Installing the panels would have cost around $180,000 at the time, based on current market rates, and they can survive multiple bullets from an assault weapon. When it comes to his own spending, though, in 2019, you can see how worried he is about his safety. When the National Enquirer published some private text messages between former TV anchor Lauren Sanchez and our good friend Jeff Bezos, Bezos was compelled to recruit his own personal security chief, Gavin de Becker, in order to find out who leaked the information. As a result, instead of handing him a generous bonus, he just handed him a blank check. If you're skeptical, the information comes straight from de Becker, alleging that Bezos instructed him to spend as much money as necessary to figure out how the Enquirer received his communications. After a lengthy inquiry, it was revealed that Bezos' high-profile adversaries have been identified. Following an inquiry, the investigators have concluded that Saudi Arabia is the source of the leak. Bezos-owned Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi was killed by the Saudi consulate in reprisal. The hacking of Jeff Bezos' phone was disclosed in early 2020. A forensic check of Bezos' phone in May 2018 indicated that Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, it appears, had hacked his WhatsApp account. There is no hiding place for Bezos because even the entire government is unable to avoid him. Number 5. Mark Zuckerberg. Finally, although by no means the least, the first odd CEO of all time is Mark Zuckerberg. 23 million people. So it's true that he spends more than 10 times the amount of money that Jeff Bezos spends, at least publicly. The year 2018 was a disaster, which accounted for a large portion of the astronomical security costs. Facebook spent $10 million on personal protection for CEO Mark Zuckerberg in the year following the revelations about the company's sloppy handling of user privacy, $2.5 million more than the previous year's cost. He was also given a pre-tax allowance of $10 million for any tiny further costs his family's safety may require, just in case that wasn't enough. The corporation acknowledged in an SEC filing that it decided to spend so much on Zuckerberg's strong security because of the public outrage directed at Facebook. They went on to say that because he is synonymous with Facebook, whatever unfavorable feelings people have toward their company are automatically attributed to Mark Zuckerberg, notwithstanding the fact that the issue was subsequently resolved. The CEO appears to have developed a taste for security, as the expense of that security remained for 2019 and even climbed in the calm year of 2019. The corporation spent almost $23 million on security and travel expenses for Zuckerberg, as revealed in a proxy filing from April 2020. And what precisely does this security entail? Executive protection agents are stationed outside of Zuckerberg's home in the Bay Area, according to Business Insiders. Yes, the plural form of homes is homeses, and if that isn't enough, one of the residences is believed to include a panic room. As part of his examination of Facebook security operations, Price said that there is some gossip among the company's employees about this pending. That being said, in the event that he and his crew are forced to leave the building, it appears that Zuckerberg has a panic camera ready to go. According to one person, the passageway's existence and use in case of an emergency has been communicated to Price. That sounds like a blast, and I don't know what else sounds more exciting than that. That's a wrap-up. So, which CEO do you think is the most heavily guarded? Let us know about it in the comment section below, and if you like this video, please click the like button. Adios, until next time!